Lunar Spotlight 27 here, bringing you Toriko chapter 256, The True Enemy. So, if you haven't seen my recap of chapter 255, please check it out. And from what I've been hearing, mostly about Nitros, the chapter is supposed to be crazy. Although he didn't tell me what was going on, because spoilers, so let's get started. So the chapter begins with a narration text talking about the 8 King of Beasts. We get a panel of some of the 8 King of Beasts, but we can tell that so far it is the King Dragon Darius, and 3 of them happen to be the Battle Wolf, the Mother Snake, and the Emperor Crow. Yeah, I'm not really that surprised that Terry, Quinn, and Kiss are descendants of the 8 King of Beasts. That's no problem right there. Although the 5th animal, I'm not really sure which one it is, but I think it's the Dharma horse, because that would make a lot of sense, because that thing is freaking huge. The 8 King of Beasts have been said to maintain the balance of the complex ecosystem of the gourmet world. So they're the avatars of the gourmet world. Okay. Now they have 2 things that make them the King of Beasts. One is their strength, and the other is their sensitivity. Now, in their sensitivity, they're able to sense the movements in the Earth's crust and weather. They can tell when an upcoming natural disaster is going to occur, whether it be a snowstorm, a tornado, volcanic eruption, or an earthquake, etc. That's how good their sensitivity is. Apparently, when they sensed a certain someone's awakening, referring to Toriko partially awakening his gourmet cells, the 8 kings reacted. They sensed that Toriko was becoming incredibly strong. So strong that he might eventually be strong as one of the 8 kings. Now, Toriko has fully awakened, but he can't move, and he has no idea what is going on until he realized that he lost to Star June, because he kept constantly saying I. He didn't finish his sentence, and then he started to tear up. Now we cut back to the gourmet world. This time in Gourmet Garden, we actually get to see what happened in there. We see Yusaku fighting Kaitora, I think that was his name. Yeah. No sign of that magician. I mean, is he dead? Come to think of it, I didn't actually think we were going back to see these fights. Kaitora has a technique called the Baranone, which is basically a thorn whip which wraps around Yosaku's arm and rips it apart. But Yosaku then grabs the arm, uses paste phlegm, and reattaches it onto his arm and punches his reattached arm at Kaitora. Okay, yeah, we've seen Yosaku use that before, during the end of the Ice Hell arc or Century Soup arc, whatever you want to call it. But I didn't think you can, once it reattaches your arm, you can instantly reuse it again, even with the paste phlegm. And he used his reattached arm to punch Kaitora. I thought that was kind of funny and pretty cool. Anyway, Yosaku asked Kaitora where Moyan Shai Shai is, because he assumed that it was a Saiseiya that revived the 4 beasts, which makes sense because Saiseias are gourmet revivers, and it wasn't really Joe who did it. Kaitora tells him that Shai Shai is in the same organization as Kaitora. However, he's not referring to the Bishokukai. Kaitora and Shai Shai are members of Neo. Okay, you know what? Whatever group or organization is in Toriko, at least one person in that group has got to be a member of Neo. We've already had Bishokukai, Saiseiya, Chefs, IGO, Zeroth Biotope, and G7. Now I'm waiting for a member, for a Gourmet Night or Yakuza. I'm just waiting to see who else is in Neo. Anyway, Kaitora senses that Midora has won his fight, but he doesn't really care either way because, he's not a real member of Bishokukai. We learn that Neo's intentions was not only to learn the location of Acacia's full course, but also to find the entrance to the final land. What is his final land he speaks of? I have no freaking clue. It's just that wherever that entrance is where Acacia's full course is located. So is the final land supposed to be where God is? Or is there an ingredient that's even greater than God? I don't really know. Now, Kaitora was going to leave, but before he does, he tells Yosaku that his disciple has joined their ranks. I think he was probably referring to Teppei. Before Yosaku can even say anything, he gets cut and he's covered in blood all of a sudden, and he falls onto the ground defeated. Wait, what? We see another 3 panels. We see Goemon, Love, even Rap, who are defeated as well. What defeated them? Well, all I can say is that if you look closely on the panels, you see footprints of Nitros. Okay? Yeah, that happened. So the Zeroth Biotope are all defeated. Are they all dead? I do not know. Anyway, back with Ichiryu and Midora. Ichiryu is telling Midora about the real enemy that they are supposed to defeat, referring to Neo, of course. He knew that Neo has already infiltrated the Bishoku Kai and the Zeroth Biotope, no matter how much he tried to avoid getting those bugs in his organization. Then Ichiryu starts to talk about this final land, and again, we don't know what this final land is. All we know is that in order to reach there, you need a chef who has excellent food luck and amazing cooking skills like Froze. That is all we know about the final land. That, and the only way to get to the entrance to it is the locations of Cassia's full course. Oh god, so many questions are going through my head right now. It was led to believe that Cassia planted the seeds anticipating the worst case scenario. And he knew that this factor of evil would be awoken by Midora. Wait, factor of evil? Wait, Cassia knew about Froze coming back from the dead? You knew about the... Huh? Apparently, Cassia intentionally wanted Midora to find the cure water because it was something that he planned from the beginning. What? Oh my god, is Cassia Eisen? Is this all going according to his plan? It turns out that Cassia was in cahoots with the blue Nitro from the very beginning, and Ichiryu said that to meet that chef when she would eventually appear again. Midora was surprised when he realized that the true enemy was Froze, and Ichiryu then confirms it, and then what? What? A Nitro pops out of nowhere and slams onto Chiryu, and he may be dead. What? Huh? What?
I see you're already on that part. But that's not all, really, Lunar. That Nitro is no ordinary Nitro. That is a blue Nitro.
A blue Nitro? The ones that are connected to Cassia's full course and... Wait, you son of a bitch, Narate-san! You knew about this?
I told you I didn't want to spoil it for you because even I cannot fully understand what just happened.
Well, thank you for not spoiling it for me. No, seriously, thank you for not spoiling it for me, Narita-san. Anyway, yeah, that was Toriko chapter 256. What did I think? Plot twists. Lots and lots of plot twists. Alright, first off, the reveal that Toriko will become eventually strong as one of the King of Beasts. That's not really surprising since he is the main protagonist, but the thing is, we gotta know when exactly will his gourmet cells be fully awakened. And with this partially awakening of his gourmet cells, does this mean that his attacks will be even stronger than before? This might mean that he might have an advantage against Arjun the next time he fights him, but we'll just have to wait and see. The fact that Kaitora and Shai Shai are now members of Neo, that doesn't really surprise me, especially with Shai Shai's supposed mysterious disappearance. A couple chapters back, it was led to believe that he might have been the only one capable of reviving the four beasts. But what does Neo want with the four beasts? What was their connection with it? We have no idea. Kaitora as the member of Neo, okay, I didn't really see that coming, but I'm not surprised anymore because at least one organization that we're introduced to, there's always one member of Neo. I really want to know who else is a member. In the previous chapter, when Froze said that whether this was also according to Cassia's plans, the meteor spice, now it makes sense why she would think that. Because apparently from the beginning, Cassia predicted about Froze's eventually coming or something. I'm trying to figure it out, but in one of the pages, Ichiryu said that Cassia allied himself with the Blue Nitro, and the Blue Nitro are connected to Cassia's full course. I'm not really sure if the Blue Nitro are Cassia's full course, but we sadly have to wait for probably a while until we get that. But Ichiro did say that Acacia was not only in cahoots with the Blue Nitro from the very beginning, but it was in order to meet that chef when she would appear eventually. Now, it's possible that he was talking about Froze. But the thing is, in the previous pages, Ichiri said that Acacia didn't anticipate Froze's death, but he intentionally wanted Midori to find the cure water, so he probably did know that Froze will come back from the dead and become the true factor of evil. And Ichiri said that Acacia would eventually meet that chef, but the thing is, Acacia is supposedly dead, and Froze was supposedly dead, but apparently not because she came back and created Neo and became Joa, which I freaking called it. She's a zombie. So does this mean that Acacia is alive this whole time? I don't know. So many questions are going through my head. I just holy shit. Now, this whole thing about the final land. The entrance to that place is where the locations of Cassia's full course will lead it to. What is this final land? We have like no idea. But all we know is that whoever wants to get to that final land will need an incredibly talented chef, like Froze. So maybe this final land location might be the final arc of Toriko. I'm not sure. Maybe final land would be the location of God. Maybe there is something even greater than God, which I think is impossible because God is supposed to be hyped up to be the ultimate ingredient. I don't know what can possibly be greater than God. I don't even know what this final land is. All we know is that's also what Neo is after. Now, the thing is, Ichiryu, is he dead? For reals? This time? Because, I mean, seriously, 2 weeks ago I was sad that Ichiro supposedly died, and now, last week he didn't die, which I always thought that Shibabukuro might have like a bigger purpose for him, and then he dies for real? Is he dead for real this time? Because I'm not really sure. Maybe they'll confirm it next week, but if Shimabukuro didn't intentionally have him die 2 chapters ago just so that he could tell Midori this information for him to be murdered by a blue Nitro, which, by the way, Ichiro is Akase's disciple, and Kasia are in cahoots with the blue Nitros, so what the hell? And not only that, but the Zeroth Biotope were supposedly defeated by Nitros, which means that they could also be defeated by blue Nitros. What is the connection between the final land, Acacia, Froze, Neo, and the blue Nitro? I'm not sure, but it's got something to do with the final land, and it's got something to do with Acacia. That's all I know at the moment. Hell, for all I know, Acacia might be alive this whole time. I don't. Then again, to have one of his disciples being killed off, that would be kind of. You see, I'm freaking rambling right now. I am so confused. Maybe you guys can clear it up for me, because wow, this chapter, so many plot twists, so many questions. I don't know where this is gonna go, but hopefully this will go in a really good direction. I mean, I enjoy the hell out of Toriko, and I will say this: I wonder how King of Lightning is going to react to this. It'll be freaking funny. So yeah, overall, I thought the chapter was holy crap, plot twists everywhere. That's my rating, which is a good chapter. Although I really wish that we could clear up some of these things. But the thing is, if Acacia knew about Froze, about this factor of evil being her, and he wanted to meet her eventually and go to this final land, I don't know, but I just wish we'd know more about Acacia, what happened to him and Froze when they left with the blue Nitros. I really wish we knew what happened when God was cooked, because I remember in the flashback, near Froze's grave, Acacia was like, "Forgive me, Froze," and he was tearing up. He was being emotional. So maybe he didn't plan or knew about Froze's death. Maybe he didn't know that Froze would be the factor of evil. But then again, if he was the one who planned everything from the beginning, holy shit, he is the Aizen of Toriko. So tell me, guys, what do you think about this chapter? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think of all these plot twists? And do you have any theories of what's to come later on in Toriko? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, like the video if you like it, and subscribe for more videos. Also, be sure to check out my Facebook fan page and Google+. So yeah, that is Toriko chapter 256. I'm going to start on 27. And now if you excuse me, I gotta think things through, and hopefully I might come up with some answers. Bye.